Tonight, though, it's the Browns and the Eagles as week 2 of the preseason gets rolling. They've had some joint practices. There was some complaining earlier in the week by Joel Bitonio, the great Browns guard, about some cheap shots on quarterback Deshaun Watson, that, they weren't respecting that ritual of don't touch the quarterback in practice.
Right.
Well, I don't know how much we're going to see from Deshaun Watson tonight, but I think he has said he's going to start in this game.
I think he said
so we're
that
going to
too.
see him out there.
Right.
Didn't play. Well, wait.
No, he played last week. He said he was going to start that game. I don't know if we've heard this
He played last week. That's right. You're right. That was the second preseason game. He's not playing tonight. So the Eagles won't get a shot at him. It's the guy from UCLA that you like.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Right. DTR.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Right.
I came very close to Dorian Bethel-Thompson because there was a quarterback that went by Bethel-Thompson recently, and I knew that was not right. So I'm glad I allowed you to smoothly utter the name, and I didn't have to admit that I had my head up my ass, which I went ahead and admitted anyway. So Dorian Thompson-Robinson plays tonight for the Browns. We won't see Deshaun Watson in uniform. A bigger picture, though.
Yeah.
With 3 weeks and change away from the Browns getting the season started, and I still don't know what to make of the Browns. And I don't think anybody knows what to make of the Browns.
I hear you there. There's some areas on their football team where I think we look at it and go, wow, they're really talented there. Can they bring it all together? Can Deshaun Watson be what we think he's capable of being? I thought he looked really good last week. We heard rave reviews about him when we were at the Hall of Fame game, all of that. But, yeah, they're kind of one of those teams in the AFC where, of course, they're in the playoff picture, but we're just like, how good are they? What is it? How much of an influence is Jim Schwartz going to have on that defense on that side of the ball, right? I think those are all the questions. And then we want to see what the offense is going to look like, because everything we've been told and the way it looked is they want to be more pass-oriented, even though they've been awesome on the run game. So, we'll see. I don't know if we're going to get to see a lot tonight, like like you said, but there's at least some young guys to evaluate in this one, especially on the Philadelphia side, Mike, that I think are worth watching just to see, hey, how much they contribute. The middle linebacker, Nakobe Dean, right? They signed 2 veterans last week. Those are signs of like, hey, maybe they're not sure about that position. So I think those are some things maybe we can glean about tonight's football game.
And it's a flip-flop of what we saw 2 weeks ago, Browns-Jets in Canton. Dorian Thompson-Robinson will start and play the first half. Kellen Mond plays the second half. It sure feels like Mond is on the way out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Your guy from Texas A&M, the third-round pick of the Vikings 2 years ago. It feels like Dorian Thompson-Robinson has leapfrogged Mond, and it's just a matter of time before Mond is no longer on the Browns roster. It just feels like that's the direction it's moving.
I hear you there, right? Because I would feel like these two would be competing. Josh Dobbs is the veteran guy that you have there to go, wait, he's played, so we're going to keep him here. These two haven't played but have potential. And, yeah, Kellen Mond has not shown nearly the potential that Dorian Thompson-Robinson has. I mean, Robinson's is a natural. He knows how to play the football game. He knows how to play in the pocket, when to get out of the pocket, when to play backyard football, when to run and do that. Been very impressed with him in both preseason performances. But, yeah, I'm with you there. If it goes the way we've seen the first 2 games, Kellen Mond will be out of there.
Something that Miles Simmons and I talked about the day after the Hall of Fame game when you were sleeping at the Motel 6 up in Cleveland. Mond has a stiffness to his game that has never gone away. There's just a stiffness, a rigidity to he's just too tight.
Yes, too robotic there. Yes.
Yeah, and it's never gone away.
No, it never has. And, Thompson-Robinson is a guy that he's got starting quarterback potential and traits one day in this league. I think he does. And I'll be excited to see him continue to kind of grow his potential here tonight. And then, see it with, which I hope we're going to see, like we saw a little last week. And I didn't study this game real in depth. I watched it, but didn't study it like I usually do, Mike. Jalen Carter, he popped last week a few times in that Ravens game. We get a chance to see him again. And, Jordan Davis, of course, their first-round pick from 2 years ago. And Nolan Smith, number 3, started DN. This is the first play the guy's ever in the game, right here. He never plays. The first play, it's like, oh, right guard in the NFL, no problem. See you later. Oh, this is just like college. They can't block me. I mean, he's amazing. And his buddy right there, number 3, is the guy coming around the edge, and Nolan Smith. So they're worth watching alone. Just watching these Georgia freaks and just seeing if they can take over this year will be fun to watch tonight.
You know, it's funny. I saw a tweet yesterday from one of those accounts that I don't know how. I mean, I think it's the Rookie Watch account. Praising Jalen Carter and raising the question, how did he fall out of the top 5? Well, wasn't it well documented at the time? Yeah. Were you not paying attention? You call yourself Rookie Watch. Were you not watching the rookies?
You watched the very important part of that.
You only watched them after the draft? Yes, there's a reason why he fell to number, what was it? Number
10.
Number
9, or they
10.
went from, did they go up 10 to 9?
They traded up to 9.
Right.
They went from 10 to 9 with the Bears. Because they were concerned, because it was so obvious they were going to take him at 10. I think they were afraid somebody was going to jump him if the Bears hadn't traded that pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. So he ended up going number 9. And there was a real question whether he would even go in the top 10 because of the off-field incident, the car accident that happened back in January. So that's why he wasn't top 5. He's got the skills. And there's been this concern, is he really going to play hard? Is he going to be disciplined?
Right.
And so far, so good.
Yeah.
As it relates to the Browns, though, and this is a tweet that I noticed last night, and this was text from a former PFT writer, Zach Jackson, who's now with The Athletic, tweeted by a former PFT writer, Greg Rosenthal, who's now working for Big Shield. This is the observation that Zach Jackson made. He's been covering the Browns for The Athletic for several years now. Easy for him to say. The passing game has been completely unimpressive. Anything that involves Deshaun Watson remaining in the pocket has been an adventure, and not since early in camp have we seen strings of consecutive completions in any 11-on-11 period. That, Chris, is alarming.
Yeah. This is where I worry about the Browns kind of jamming the round peg into the square hole just because we paid the quarterback a ton of money. Right? And that's what I worry about. And I know these are real worries, and we even, I think Jason Garrett, I had these conversations with him a little at the Hall of Fame game too. I understand you want to make it about Deshaun Watson and you paid him all this money, but I mean, they have been the best running team in football, or one of the best, for the last 3 or 4 years. We're just going to abandon that with what we talked about yesterday, a high-priced right tackle, a first-round pick left tackle, and 2 guards who are among the 6 or 7 highest-paid guards in football. And we're just going to go pass the ball every time? That's where I don't get it. And, I've questioned Kevin Stefanski in the past a little bit, and part of that is because of I don't think the offensive passing game is ever what's really impressed me. It's his run game call and how he does that. Deshaun Watson's an amazing bootleg and play-action pass quarterback. I don't know why you wouldn't want to stay in that realm. It seems like they're trying to force this issue that I don't, and I don't get it. And Mike, what I want to pose to you or the fans out there is, like, if Deshaun Watson drops back and he's in the shotgun and it's 45 times a game and he throws for 380 yards and 4 touchdowns, okay, great. But is that much better than, okay, he's underneath the center more and he throws it 31 times a game and still throws for the same amount of yards and maybe less touchdowns because we gave the ball to Nick Chubb too or whatever, but we're winning games at the end of the year and all that? That's what I worry about them a little bit, cutting off their nose to spite their face a little bit in this discussion just because of the contract of Deshaun Watson.
Well, and that's the problem. And it goes back to having an owner who is too involved in the football decisions and who gets an idea in his head and won't let it go. And that's clearly what happened last year with the pursuit of Deshaun Watson. When they got kicked out of the 4 teams that were in the running for Watson, what did they do? They freaked out. They got desperate, and they offered that ridiculous 5-year fully guaranteed contract that turned everything on its head and made them the pariahs of the NFL. And then Watson gets suspended 11 games, so his first season of 5 years is shot. And on top of the money, they give up multiple, 3 first-round draft picks to get Watson. And so what are you going to do with him now? You're exactly right. What do you do with him now? Are you trying to construct an offense that will win football games, or are you trying to construct an offense that suits the skills and abilities of Deshaun Watson? Ideally, both.
Yeah.
Ideally, both.
Right.
But here's the problem. And this is why Kevin Stefanski is one of the guys on the hot seat entering the season, not because of his past performance, but because of the circumstance.
Yes.
Because if it doesn't work, he's the one who's gone.
Definitely.
Deshaun Watson's not the one who's gone. He's the one who's gone. And next year, they got to find a coach that will come in and get the most out of Deshaun Watson. And I think that Bill O'Brien is on the short list of guys that the Browns would want to hire. Now, O'Brien may say no thank you, Cleveland, but Bill O'Brien makes the most sense because he's coached Deshaun Watson before successfully.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're crazy to throw that on anybody's radar at all there. And this is a big year. It is, and it's big on Kevin Stefanski, and in a lot of ways, like you're saying, it's probably not fair on him. But I'm interested to see what this offense looks like, and just as a football guy, I go, let's just still run the ball. Let's come up with more play action passes, more passes that look exactly like the runs that we kick the crap out of with every week. Let's improve in that area, and Watson will be phenomenal. And then, hey, we know third downs, you're getting the shotgun and spread it out, and he'll throw the football and do what he's got to do there. But yeah, it's as you said earlier in the segment, ain't a lot of wiggle room. It's the AFC, it's the AFC North, and they better hit the ground running and have all their ducks in a row here because you could be out of this thing in a hurry if you falter too long.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.